I see you, what up?
Let's get it. Hit 'em. I done seen people that talk about God, but love is an action they don't want to do. It's easy to preach about love when you never consider commandments that apply to you. Why do we look at the heathen and think that Yahweh shall mercy a part of them too? Listen, the judgment is written for all of the heathen. Don't jump in and leave out the blue. I done seen criminals guilty of killing a whole bunch of people. They plead in the case. Just because they saying how sorry they are, don't mean that their crime can just be erased. We gotta start treating nations the way that they treated our people when we was in chains. So they gotta do the same labor we did. The tables gonna turn. They'll do it in flames. Skillet be popping, grease be popping. Be not deceived. My music is busting. I ain't got talk about drugs or women or money. Just listen, I ain't even cussing. I just figured that our people need more than to hire some judges to think that they stunting. I just be whipping these bars up the top of my head, the stove. I ain't even stuffing. Ain't even thinking of what I could do if I came in the Jeep back when I was a child. They should be grieving the heathen, be thinking they really got soft, but they jocking our style. Fact that we still in captivity, thinking we thrive from pride right now is wild. I can fall praise to Yahweh, I came on the scene, no sin, no pride, no gal.
Yeah, that joint is short, so you don't have the time that you think you have. All right, shalom, everybody. I'm your brother Jacob. Welcome to today's Sabbath class. To my left, I got my brother.
Brother Roy.
We call him Captain Lightskin, but anyway, so Roy gonna be reading for us today. Today we we going into some scholarship and of course scriptures to try to get you to see something. Now, this is something we've noticed long ago, but yet I think it's important for our people to understand the time that we're living in. So today's topic is times of the Gentiles. Jerusalem will be trodden down until the times of the Gentiles is done. So that's what we're getting into today. Let's open up with Ezekiel 3 and verse 11 like we usually do. And while we're going there, let me say something. I spent a lot of my time trying to keep up with what's going on over in Jerusalem, because like the Lord said, watch ye and pray always. So we're trying to see where we are in the grand scheme of things by looking at the prophecies that's being fulfilled. And over there right now, they got a ceasefire. I know, according to the history that I've been reading and watching for years dealing with them, is they always break it. They break every treaty, every agreement, irregardless. But at some point, there's going to be, like the scripture said, they're going to say peace, peace, and then sudden destruction. We don't know exactly when that's going to be. We don't know if that's, in a couple of days from now. But the thing is, we got to be mentally prepared, understand where we are. Because now is not the time to be dilly-dallying and playing with things that you shouldn't be playing with. We should be serious because the Lord is very serious. Think about the gravity of being over in Gaza or Israel right now and seeing the things that's happening over there. Because that stuff is going to come upon the face of the earth like the Lord said. And the only way that we are going to escape it is if we follow our King, the Christ, and the commandments from our God. It's the only way we're going to be able to survive it. Like Peter said, the righteous scarcely be saved. Where's the sinner going to be? And the prophet Ezra, when he wrote what the Lord told him to write, and the Lord said, the sinners of my people will not be spared. They're going to die by the sword. So we got to watch and pray that we are able to escape these things. And there's only one way to do that. So let's open up Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 11.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 11. And go, Get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people.
Unto our people who have been scattered around the globe in captivity. We're everywhere. We're the captives. We did not go into some land on our own and then live there peaceably and become rich. And everybody think that we're the people. No, it's the complete opposite. We lost our heritage. We lost the things that the Lord our God gave us. And he put captivity on us. Captivity. Not no freaking 6-year Holocaust, but a continual captivity, continual oppression. That's what he did to his people for their disobedience. Keep going.
And speak unto them and tell them, thus saith the Lord God, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So that's our job. Today we're trying to get you to see something through the Spirit. What we're trying to get you to see, not only do the nations hate us, but there's 2 nations of people in particular that want what rightfully belongs to us. And that's our uncle Ishmael and our brother Esau. Everything all right?
Yeah.
So let's open up with Genesis. Got to go back to the beginning. I love going back to the beginning so that when we get to more things that's happening now or not too far in the recent past, that you understand why these things happen. So Genesis chapter 15 and verse 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 15 and verse 18. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So
this is talking about, in particular, this is talking about Christ. It's Christ that he's given the land from, the whole land of Israel. Christ. Christ is our king. It's like, for time's sake, I didn't want to go to Genesis 3, but like they killed our king. It belongs to him, and then we're the children that's accounted with him. If we repent. You got to be more than just the seed of Abraham. You got to repent too. Now, chapter 16 and verse 3. What's 2 and 3?
The book of Genesis, chapter 16 and verse 2. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid, unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai.
Right. So Sarai said, Take my handmaiden and go in unto her. In other words, go lay with her to produce seed, right? Go ahead.
And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her handmaid the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
Right. So, in other words, his concubine to bring forth seed. Now, pick up at verse 8.
Verse 8. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai.
Right. So once she got pregnant, she despised Sarai. So that caused a rift. And then whatever it was Sarai did to her, it don't say. It just said that she fled from her. But once that happened, she fled off. She dipped, like our brother David would probably say. Now, so the angel went to go speak with her. Verse 9.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude.
Right.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction.
So if you follow the scriptures, if you really follow the scriptures, you'll see that people are given names because of things. So this man's name means affliction. Look over to the promised land right now. What's happening to Ishmael? Those people that claim descent from Ishmael, they're being afflicted. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren.
He shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And it's crazy how these folks, these Khazars, got themselves set up in the land, and they're completely surrounded by Arabs. And not just Arabs, but other folks that's in Islam. Go ahead.
And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Bir Laholoi.
You good, man. You can drop
Behold,
that.
it was between Kadesh and Bered.
Well, you good. So she gonna have a child. When you really dig deep into these scriptures, you can see there's things that's happening that they unfold in the future, and you can see the story right there. Like some people say it's all an allegory. No, the Lord knows what he's doing. So he used these situations to show you what's going to happen in the future. But this seed of Abraham, this particular one, Ishmael, he's the firstborn. So what's rightfully supposed to go to him?
Inheritance. From his
Yes,
father.
yes, the inheritance, rightfully. Now, we'll go to chapter 16. We'll go to chapter 17 and verse 6.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 6. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee.
Hold on, start at verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect.
So the Lord dealt with him for 24 years before he made a covenant with him, and he didn't tell him, do the best you can. He said, walk before me and be thou perfect. Now, you don't have, we have situations that might cause us to err, but the thing is to have a pure heart with the Lord. That's how you want to serve him, with a pure heart, because anything can happen. That's why what you're trying to escape is willful sin. Now 6. So the Lord is making a covenant with Abraham. Go ahead.
And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee, and their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee, and to thy seed after thee, the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God.
Right, so here it's saying there, so you know that's also not just Christ, but the children. He's going to give that land to Abraham and his seed, the land of Canaan. That, like, you got some brothers, man, be in these groups, be talking about the Holy Land is in Africa. Ain't nobody fighting over the land in Africa. They go over there and take the stuff.
They also say it's here in America. I've seen that doctrine too.
It's madness. They over there. They've been fighting over there time after time after time after time. That was, yeah, you read 7 and 8.
Yep.
Now, give me. Yeah, 15. We skip the rest of that stuff and go straight to 15.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 15. And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Yeah, this is how you know they have repented and entering into the covenant. Now their names get changed. Go ahead.
And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abram said unto God, Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
So it wasn't established with Ishmael. The Arabs will tell you, or people in Islam will tell you that the covenant was with Ishmael. No, it's not. The covenant is established with Isaac. But go ahead, verse 20.
And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
So the Lord said he's going to make them a great nation. And when you look over there, they're everywhere. It didn't start out that way. They were over there. They were over there in Saudi Arabia. You turn your mic on.
Verse 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Right, so the Lord said he's going to establish his covenant with Isaac. Not Ishmael, Isaac. No, I don't want 22. We're not hitting everything. We're building up to a point to show why these things are happening. So Ishmael don't get the covenant. Speaking of which, Genesis 21. Ishmael did not get the covenant. Ishmael is a child of the flesh. He's a child from another nation. Just like when after Sarai dies, you got all the children that were born of Keturah. Yeah, the bondwomen. Verse 1 and 2. Genesis 21, 1 and 2.
The book of Genesis, chapter 21 and verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age,
Right.
at the set time of which God had spoken to him.
Right. So now, she
Immaculate conception.
she conceived, like the scripture said, if a woman conceive in her womb. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
Right, so it's a time of celebration. He's no more on the breast. No more breast milk.
Weaned from the milk.
Yeah, weaned from the milk. Verse 9.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which he had borne unto Abraham, mocking.
So, Ishmael was mocking Isaac. I've been seeing a lot of videos recently of how the Palestinians or Arabs show racism towards us. So don't let it surprise you. It's written right here. Mocking. But guess what? The covenant don't go to them. Keep going.
Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
Right, will not be heir with Isaac. She said that. She said that, though. That's Sarah saying that, though. Go ahead.
And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
Because he cared for his son, so it was grievous to him. But, go ahead.
And God said unto Abraham,
God said unto Abraham,
Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman. And all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
So the Lord backing her up. She's like, put the bondwoman out. Guess what? The bondwoman is over there in Gaza, in the West Bank. It does not belong to them. However, they still want it. This is the mechanism we're trying to show today. Our uncle and our brother fighting each other for what rightfully belongs to us. Even though Ishmael was the firstborn of Abraham. Read verse 13.
And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And
So,
Abraham.
no, you good. You good. So just as he has promised, he was going to make him a great nation. Now, let's go to chapter 25. We've been over this stuff many times before, and we just pull out different things every time to go just to show everything that's unfolding later on. All this, I was saying to Roy earlier. No, it was Jeremy I was saying to earlier. The more you learn, the more you understand that every single thing that's written down is of grave importance. Now, chapter 25 and verse 29. At some point, come back to 25.
You said 25 and 29?
Yeah, verse 29.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 29. And Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Right, so this is, they're born, now they're young men. And Jacob been out in the field. Jacob's, he dwelling in tents. He chilling. Go ahead.
And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Right, Esau despised his birthright. He sold it. But when you read the beginning of in the middle of the chapter, it was always meant to be that way. It was prophesied that the blessing would go to Jacob before they were even born.
Right.
Now, Genesis 27. So he sold his birthright. And you see them now, they're doing everything they can to try to hold on to something that's not theirs over there. Verse 27, verse 27.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Lord hath blessed.
So Isaac he's about to die. He can barely see now. So under the advice of his mother, Jacob puts goat hair on him and stuff to try to be like his brother. Yeah, smell like outside. So man, you can't get past these characteristics. You can't. Now, so that's what's going on. Jacob went to get Esau's blessing. Go ahead.
Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine.
So this is a future prophecy. This is end prophecy. Go ahead.
Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee.
That is so deep right there. And who been cursing us? Everybody. Everybody. And the main one is our brother Esau. Now, read one. Was that 29?
Yes.
Go ahead, read 30. Read 30 real quick.
And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting.
Now jump to 33.
Verse 33.
So Esau turned to come in. Jacob had already got the blessing. Too late. Now here come Esau. Go ahead.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who?
Uh-oh.
Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yeah, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Right. Bless me too. But it's too late. It's too late. You don't get that blessing that you sold away. You can't get it back.
Man, this just had me thinking about in Numbers, when you make a vow.
Oh, yeah.
Let your yeas be yea, your nays. Listen how powerful our words are.
Right.
And how serious it was taken when you make these covenants and these vows to the Lord.
Who was somebody I was talking to the other day, and they were saying how I noticed you careful with your words. Yes, sir.
Try to be, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Say what you say what you mean.
Yeah, you do. That's Christ said that himself. By thy words thou shalt be justified, and by your words you'll be condemned. This ain't no joke. Now, where we at? Yeah, continue on. We're going to read the rest of this chapter.
And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Surely. Go ahead.
Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
He is sore about that thing. Just like his seed, his descendants. They want that land so bad. Every time Israel gets kicked out of the land, they up in there. Every single time. Go ahead.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
And it is. They live in the best places now, including the land of our king, Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Uh-oh.
And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right. So Esau's blessing, his main blessing, is to live by the sword. That ain't Jacob's blessing. So if we're polar opposites, ours is supposed to be to live by righteousness. All praise to the Most High. We got Christ. That's our King. We'll get into that in a little bit. Keep going.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So not only do they love to slay their brother Jacob, they love slaying anybody. Anybody, man. Now, you can drop this. Let's hit a little bit of scholarship. So, let me try to figure out where I want to start first. So you had 70 AD when, I don't want to hit that scripture yet. Let's go. So this book here is called The Jews and Visigoths and Muslims in Medieval Spain. Now, after 70 AD, Jerusalem was destroyed. All of Israel was cast out. Not completely, but by 135 AD or 134, there was an edict that went out saying anybody of the stock of Israel, if you catch them in Israel, they should be put to death. Not locked up, expelled, but be put to death. And that started the Great Exile, what's known as the Edomite captivity or the Roman captivity. Roman diaspora, whatever you want to call it, because they call it about different things. Since I said that, let's hit Luke 21 real quick. Start at verse 19.
The book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 19. In your patience possess ye your souls. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Right.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Right, and so this happened at Passover. If you were able to escape to the mountains, the nearest mountains is Africa. You escape to the same place that Jacob and his sons went the first time. Well, Abraham went there. Jacob and his sons went there. Then Christ went there. Same place. Go ahead.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Right, so this is all prophesied in Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, that these things was going to happen. Like in Deuteronomy 26 talk about the siege. Deuteronomy 28 talk about the siege also. Go ahead.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Right, Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
So from that point, from that particular exile, we're going to be exiled until Christ come back. We're not going to go back to the land and be fighting other people over the land. That's not written. Now, give me the Jews and Visigoths. We're going to go through this.
Which one?
The first one, and we're going to go through each one of these. Now, this book, these are Jewish sages or scholars around the 11, from like the, I don't know, maybe even before then, from the 600s all the way up to the 12 and 1300s. So these are not these the people that come from the Khazar Mountains and Germany and France. These are not the same people that wrote this. So you got the first one up?
Yeah, it just shows the title.
Yeah, read that so they can see what the time period is.
This one I'm sorry.
Jews, Visigoths, and Muslims in medieval Spain. What does that say?
Cooperation and conflict.
Oh, Cooperation and Conflict by Norman Roth.
Norman Roth. All right, now go to the next one. Oh yeah, you didn't give the date, but the date this was written was 1994, and we were talking about this earlier. This book is not even available. I got one of the originals
On several platforms that weren't available, and then even in a handful of like lower platforms, you only get the ebook, and the lowest one was like $250. $250. The highest one was like $300-400. So this is a continuation of the book. He complains that they are just as bad as Christians, but is told that they were the only brought in order to save the Jews from the Christians. However, another apocalypse, Masay Daniel describes Muhammad as a camel driver and a false prophet.
That's true.
And has God warning the Jews should not follow Muhammad. An obvious indication that many Jews were converting.
Right, many Jews were converting. And a lot of them was converting by the sword. Especially after, because one of these books I got, it says that they were shocked at seeing him eating camel's flesh. You know, that's an abomination. Go ahead.
At least in some respects, however, the Jews recognized that their situation improved under Islam.
Right. So wherever there was Islam, we were able to, like peacefully keep the laws and stuff. Because, I mean, when you look at Islam, they keep what's called Sharia law. It's basically the same thing. They differ in some ways, but still you got to keep laws. Now, but you did have some kings that ruled with an iron fist, and they forced you to keep Islam or convert to Islam by death or other means. Just like the Christians did the same type of thing. Well, go ahead.
Thus, Yehudai Gaon expressed his thanks that God destroyed the kingdom of Edom and annulled its decrees, and the Ishmaelites came and allowed the Jews to engage in Torah, to recite Shema, so-called creed, and to pray.
Right. So because Edomites wouldn't let us do that. They wouldn't let us do that. But who are the main players? The Ishmaelites and the Edomites. Let's go to the next one.
Family feud.
Yeah, it is.
Feud.
It's a family feud. The descendants of Abraham.
And that goes back to what y'all was saying earlier, just about even today. There's going to be divisions in the family.
Oh yeah.
But with the rise of Islam, Greece and Rome came to be considered virtually one continuous empire, and Islam now became the fourth kingdom.
So this is just something that some of the rabbis or sages thought. And now it's kind of true about Greece and Rome because they're both kingdoms of the Edomites, but it's two different kingdoms. Go ahead.
The visions of Simon Bar Yochai mentioned above adds Ishmael to the traditional four kingdoms as apparently a fifth, using a homiletic interpretation of Isaiah 21, chapter 21, verses 6 and 7. In another apocalypse attributed that to the Talmudic sage, the Muslims are said to have...
Hold on. A Talmudic sage. Man, that Talmud is something crazy. We don't believe in that. Now, it says the Muslims are said to have been sent to punish the Christians. Now, you don't see that in the scriptures nowhere, but we can see that thing playing out. You can easily see it playing out. There's so much history to it. Excuse me. Go to the next one. Which one you at?
4. I'm on 4 now.
Number 4? Okay.
Greece and Rome were compressed into one, Edom. Edom is the almost universal term in Hebrew text, usually used to refer to Rome originally, and then Christians.
Wow. So Edom, so they knew. Now, if you look at the time period that it's talking about, it's around, like I said, up above. It's somewhere around the year 1000 to the year 1300. They understood that Rome was Edomites. It was ruled by Edomites. I don't care what people tell you today. It's just book after book after book saying the same thing. Now, go ahead and read that.
Generally, Christianity being considered...
Hold on. So it was thought that Edom was Rome, and that Christianity... First it was Rome, and then generally Christianity. Go ahead.
Generally, Christianity being considered an extension and continuation of the Roman Empire.
Right.
Understood it as Rome.
So they understood that the Christians... That first off, Edom was Rome, and then that the Christians were Edomites. And that's it. I don't think I put it on here, but in Benjamin of Tudela, when I did that little short video, he read all of those European kingdoms.
The book is right there.
Oh yeah, it's okay though. He read the list of names of European kingdoms. Then he read the Ishmael, well, not kingdoms, but countries. Then he read the Ishmaelite countries. Then after the Ishmaelite countries, he mentioned India and said that India brings spices and that they sell their spices to the nations of the Edomites, the Christians. So they knew, even when Benjamin of Tudela does his travels, he does not go to the north. He goes to the
Middle East to get.
He can't. So what he did. So you have put up the map. There's a map on there.
I see the contemplation, IBM, Benjamin. Oh, never mind. I see it.
You see it? So there's Germany and France. Now at the bottom, France intersects with the Mediterranean Sea. It's on the sea. Now, to the left of France, you have Andalusia, which is the land of Spain and Portugal. And Andalusia is the Arabic name of that land. So Benjamin is from Tudela, Spain, which is to the south of Spain. When he travels to go and see if he can find Israelites and Jews, he does not go north. He stays in the south and goes through Istanbul and those places. He stays to the south. He goes where he knows that there's established villages of Jews. He does not go to the north where the Edomites are. He even knows that they're Edomites. So you can take that down. We'll come back to that later. But go back to the one, the book before this. You say you was on 4 or 5?
I'm way past that now.
Where you at now?
I'm on 7.
Okay.
This is said because the majority of the kingdom of Rome are Edomites, even though many nations intermingled with them.
Right. So just like today, many nations intermingle with them. But who's at the top? Esau is ruling. He's ruling. Keep going. Just keep going.
The king Caesar was an Edomite. And so
No. Go back up where you left off. Read that. The part that's not highlighted too.
Okay. Even though many nations intermingled with them, just as there intermingled also many with the Ishmaelites, they are called according to the essential element.
Go ahead.
The king Caesar was an Edomite, and so all the kings after him in Rome. These two peoples did evil to the tribes of Judah.
Hold on for a second. So it said that King Caesar was an Edomite, and so all the kings after him in Rome. So it's talking about the 12 Caesars. You had 12 Caesars, and then you had 2 minor kings after that. So they were Edomites. That's why there's a book called The 12 Caesars. I got another one called The Roman Caesars, but they name these dudes. It's also in Esdras, 2nd Esdras, 11 and 12. Those 12 feathers on that eagle. Yeah. That's them. So they understand, even though like they didn't believe on Christ, but they still understood certain things. They knew who the enemy was. Like, how could you not? They had the dominion, man, ruling over you everywhere you went. That's why when they heard about the kingdom of the Khazars, heard that there was a Jewish quote unquote kingdom, they was like, let's find out about it. Because ain't nobody have no kingdom. Everybody under the curses. They scattered and have no power. They may work for some influential people, but they don't have power. Pick up where you left off. Start at these two peoples again.
These two peoples did evil to the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, which were exiled among them, and spilled their blood like waters in their lands. Edom, which is the Roman kingdom, was the one which destroyed the second temple at the hands of the evil Titus, and spilled their Jews' blood and exiled them among the nations.
Right. They exiled us from among the nations. And it's funny how they did it then. And then later on in the 1400s, the end of the 1400s, they did it again. And who else sent us into captivity? Yes, the Arabs. The Arabs with Muhammad, once they established the pseudo religion, well, that's their religion. It ain't ours. The Islamic religion, they start going through Africa and other places, pushing Islam, killing people with the sword. But in Africa, they were taking our people and they started selling us in that the Arab slave trade. They started. So it's the same. No matter where you went, if you was in Europe and you tried to escape, you would flee right into the hands of Ishmael. And who are they? Our uncle and our brother. The seed of Abraham.
And no man shall buy you.
Now, which one is this?
This is number 8 we're looking at right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Rome is the fourth beast of the vision Daniel, as is clear from the teachings of the Talmudic sages.
That's clear, period. Rome is the fourth beast. Now, we went over this a few weeks ago when we was dealing with the eagle. Because the fourth beast, they don't give you what his symbol is. You don't get the symbol when you're in Daniel. You get it in Esdras. And keep in mind, these are all prophets from the same time period. Now, Daniel was the prophet. Daniel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, they were prophets going into the Babylonian captivity. But you had Ezra, Nehemiah, and others coming out. So Esdras, he's seen the vision of the eagle.
He expounded more to Ezra than he did with Daniel.
Right. But when you look at all of their prophecies, they're all kind of pretty much the same. But yeah, Ezra, he gave Ezra more. Go ahead.
Since the actual destruction of the second temple and the exile was at the hands of Rome, this final exile in which the Jews live is called Roman. Wherever the Jews are found, even among the Muslims and in India. Perhaps the Muslim kingdom will be destroyed before the coming of the Messiah. He concludes, but Rome itself will be destroyed by the Messiah.
Ooh. So maybe the kingdom of Ishmael will be destroyed before the coming of Messiah, but Rome itself will be destroyed by the Messiah. You see why you can't find this book? Go ahead, pick up where you left off. Just read all that, man.
Perhaps the
now,
Muslim...
part of this. It said part of this. So you read, but Rome itself will be destroyed by the Messiah.
Oh, okay. Part of this, at least he appears to have borrowed from his cousin Moses B. Nahum. Namam. In his commentary on Numbers 24, And verse 18, he writes, the fall of Edom will be at the hands of the Messiah. For our exile today at the hand of Rome is considered as that of Edom. He alludes to verse 17 that the star of Jacob is the Messiah.
All right, hold tight. Let's go there. Numbers 24:18.
The book of Numbers.
17. Start at 17.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 17. I shall see him, and be not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
That's Christ.
And shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth.
Right. So this is talking about Christ, a star. And Paul calls him the day star. Go ahead.
And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly.
Come on.
Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city.
No, but they want the land, though. Do you want the problems that come with that land? But look at what the Lord did to us. The Lord said the slain going to be in the street. Your sons, your daughters, they're going to be slain in the street. You want that land, and you want to push wickedness over there, land going to spew you out.
Let him read the next verse.
Yeah, we keep on. Go ahead.
And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
See? Yeah, which is prophesied in Exodus. He going to utterly put out the remembrance of them from under heaven. Who in the land? Them. Keep going.
And he looked on the Kenites, and took up this parable, and said, Strong is thy dwelling place, and thou puttest thy nest in a rock. Nevertheless, the Kenites shall be wasted, until Ashur shall carry thee away captive.
Go ahead.
And he took up his parable and said, Alas, who shall live when God doeth this?
Right.
And ships shall come from the coast of Chittim, and shall afflict Ashur, and shall afflict Eber, and he also shall perish forever.
Right. So this came, this happened. This, you read about it in the Maccabees. Ships coming from the coast of Chittim, and that was Amalek. Alexander was Amalek. The Macedonians was Amalek. Amalek is the chief of them. You can drop this and go back. Let's go back to the book. It'd be so much stuff in these books. We can't go over all of it.
And then just to reference the scripture that he mentioned back in Luke 21 and 24, it says that it says Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And then even before that, it says that Judea or the Jews will flee to the mountains.
Right.
Who's there now? Who are those people there now, according to this scripture? Because it says Judea will flee, and Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles.
Exactly.
You have to explain that. The Bible is so simple, but you just gotta. You gotta pray.
you get all these weird Edomites that be talking about prophecy and don't understand. It's not meant for them to understand prophecy. Matter of fact, since I said that, give me Deuteronomy 29:29.
I'll read.
Oh, he said he good.
Yeah, I got it.
They always trying to
One more page.
break down some prophecy or tell us what's going to happen. How, you don't know. You're the one playing the part of the enemy. How you going to tell us right?
And then he loved lying.
Yeah. And blood. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 29. There's secret things that belong to the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.
Right. So the understanding belongs to us. You can take the greatest scholars on the earth, and they'll be telling you all this stuff, and a lot of it will be true, but the main ingredients we understand and they don't. All right, back to the book. Oh yeah. This is why I threw this in here. Any serious scholarly book about Jews or the Israelites, you're going to find this right here in it. Go ahead and read that. What you put up there?
The work is based on the previously mentioned conversation of
conversion. Take your time.
Oh, the work is based on the previously mentioned conversion of the Khazar kingdom to Judaism.
The Khazar kingdom. We've been over this many times. I don't know why. The Lord is the one that controls spirits. He puts spirits on you to do things. And it's just for years, I cannot shake it. I'm always looking into these Khazars. The Lord did that. I didn't wake up just one day and be like, I'm going to look into these people. Let me see what these people are about. No, it's a unction, a strong inclining to do something. Go ahead.
But it's merely used as a staging for the Halevi's own arguments. Coached in the debate between representatives of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, who supposedly tried to convince the Khazar king to join their faith.
Mm-hmm.
There are three basic aims in the work: to argue the superiority of the Jewish faith over Christianity and Islam, the superiority of religion revealed over the Aristotelian philosophy, and the superiority of the rabbinical Judaism over the heresy of the Quarites.
Oh, the Quarites. Now, so take your time when you read, because when you read fast like that, you're missing the meaning. Now, it said Aristotelian philosophy. So one of the things that they do is like in Judaism, they believed in man's philosophy, especially that Greek philosophy. Why I don't know. They talk about Maimonides, a famous Jewish guy, right? He believed in that madness. How you believe in the Lord, but you believe in that madness at the same time? It don't make no sense. See, this is how, like, learning all this history, it helps ground you into understanding what's going on in the Bible. Give me Acts 16 real quick. It might not be 16. I'll figure it out. 15. No, it's 16 or 17. It is 17. 17 started 16.
The book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 16. Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry.
Right, he looking out over the city, it's idols everywhere. If you ever seen Greece, go ahead.
Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews and with the devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him.
So he's disputing with them. Evidently, they doing things they shouldn't be doing concerning them idols. Go ahead.
Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him and said,
So see, they were following that daggone Greek madness, that Greek philosophy. That's what these brothers is doing. There's two different sects that follow different philosophy. That's this book right here. It's in this book right here. I was surprised reading all that kind of this stuff for the first time. Go ahead.
What will this babbler say? Other some, he seemeth to be a setter forth of strange gods, because he preached unto them Jesus and the resurrection.
Go ahead.
And they took him and brought him up unto Areopagus, saying, May we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is.
So, and then you have plenty of Christians that have gone up to this rock. Because what it was this rock. They used to hang people there, but it turned into, like black people do. After the Emites stopped killing people there, it turned into the kicking spot. So that's where they were going. That's why they took Paul. Let's take him up there. Let's hear what he got to say. But people will be saying the weirdest stuff. They'll just read it. Like, yeah, see, it says so and so and so. Do your research. Stop giving the sacrifice of food and understand what's going on. Yeah, it's Mars Hill. That's where they used to hang out at. It ain't no different going to barbershop and people coming there with all their little doctrines. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. But somehow, well, see, he went to the people. He went to the Greeks. Shut up. The Greeks down there in the city doing all kinds of wickedness. What they gonna come out there for, man? All right, back to the scholarship, man. Which one you at? Yeah, it's only 13. So you're doing pretty good. Doing good.
The Hagarites?
No, you don't have to. Well, that's talking about.
That's the scripture.
Yeah, go ahead.
Edom. The Christians has taken up residence in the palace.
Whoa. See, whoa. Edom, the Christians, has taken up residence in the palace, Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Jerusalem, by this time conquered by the Christians. And
The Edomites. So the Christians are the Edomites. Go ahead.
And both Christians and Muslims rule over Jews.
So who else is in the land? Yeah, the Muslims, the Ishmaelites.
And you see, last few years, a lot of meetings between the Catholics and Islam that has been happening.
Oh, yeah. Trying to make that one world religion.
Temple.
Because you have that in Jerusalem now. We'll mention that in some other scholarship.
Matter of fact, you shared it was a Israeli soldier with a gay flag with the Star of David in the middle. Even though we know about the Star of David, but it's still the representation of it and where it's at. You really got a gay flag in the Holy Land.
Yeah, he was in Gaza where they had conquered in Gaza with that flag showing not only. I know, right? I was just about to say that. They keep talking about when Hamas attacked on October the 7th that they raped women. There's no evidence of that. I guarantee you, though, them folks, guarantee you. Yeah, they taking manhood. Guarantee you, man. Guarantee. That's Tel Aviv is the gay capital of the world. You know where that is?
That's in Israel.
Yeah, it's just north of Gaza.
Well, outside of Jerusalem, ain't that the capital of Israel? Or
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's why they switched Jerusalem to the capital.
Yeah, that's crazy. And even though we know the truth, they're still representing that land, even in various belief systems outside of Christianity and quote unquote Judaism. People outside of our belief system recognize that Israel is a holy land.
But you're supposed to kill them. You done with that one?
Yeah.
Go to the last one. This is the last one from this book. This is an excellent book. I very seldom use it, though. I usually wait. 2-3 years. 2 or 3 years. Probably 3 years. Yeah, it's been a while. 3-4 years.
A couple fortnights ago.
So this is the last one? Yeah.
20 summers ago. He also refers to the law of the Gentiles, which guard the city like walls, guarding one people from another. For anyone who seeks to have dominion or hold office must seek admission into the law of the people, and then such one goes out of the community to that law is as is known of the kingdoms of Ishmael and Edom, each of which thinks to wipe out and obliterate Israel.
Yeah, each one. Yeah, I was just about to say, let's go there. Psalms 83. All this stuff in the Bible, but you go to church on Sunday and give them money to sit there and lie to you.
This is how people love to have it so.
Yep. Psalms 83, we're only going to hit a couple verses. Start at 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
I don't care where you go, because we were looking at some stuff earlier where they was laughing, saying that the movie Hannibal being played by a black man, Denzel Washington, that they're blackwashing history. Are you kidding me? The same folks that have made every important person in the world ever, even the Chinese people, be white. You got to be kidding me. They need to. That's why they need to be shut up, man. They need to be shut up. All they do is lie. Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Even though they be fighting each other, they confederate in one thing, that they're not going to let us know who we are. Cutting our name off. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Esau.
And the Ishmaelites.
The main ones. The same ones in the land today. Go
of
ahead.
Moab. And the Hagarenes.
Go ahead.
Gibal. And Ammon. And Amalek.
And Amalek. That's who's over there now killing every damn body.
The Philistines with inhabitants of Tyre.
And you know, they sent out the word, and all these people, Jewish people from all these different nations, even Chinese people, Japanese people claiming to be Israel, everybody over there, they Israel. Meanwhile, we in captivity. All praise to the Most High, because like it ain't got turned up on us. But at some point, they're going to lose that, and then their focus going to be on us. Right now, their focus is on each other. All that stuff going on around about. They focusing on each other, killing each other up, man. When the time going to come, it's going to be made evident. Y'all fighting over them folks' land. Then their attention is going to be like what's in Mordor. When the big eye, when you put the ring on and the big eye turn to you. Gird up. Finish that verse. Oh yeah, you did. Read 8. So Ashur, that's the Syrians right here, Ashur.
Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot.
All of them Confederate, man. All of them Confederate. Keeping us in the dark. Now, we finished with that particular book. Let me figure. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead then.
Abravanel was also here and elsewhere influenced by the statement of Nassim B. Reuben of Gerona, who wrote about the dominance of Isaac over Esau, and said that there is a difference between Ishmael and Esau, in that scripture connects both Esau and Jacob with Isaac in saying these are the generations of Isaac.
That's true.
Genesis 25 and 19. Because Esau and Jacob are intricably bound together in their struggle until ultimately Jacob shall prevail.
Until ultimately Jacob shall prevail. Hold on. Second Ezra 6 and 9. 6 and 8. Yeah, I tell you, like they get these ancient rabbis, they got a lot of stuff right, but when it comes to the spirit and Christ, blind as a bat.
said 9.
6 and 8. No. 7. Start at 7.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answer I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be at the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
So who has dominion now? Esau. So the question is, when is that dominion going to be taken from him? Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So Esau in dominion now, but it's going to be taken from him by his brother Jacob. Go ahead.
The hand of him is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Esdras asked thou not.
Wait a minute, where you at?
You said keep going. That was verse 10.
You on verse 8?
I read 8 and 9.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And verse 10 was right. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. That's where we're at. Between the heel and the hand. Until we get dominion. Till the Lord take it. Now, that was the last one?
Yeah.
The picture you went to? Yeah, that was the last one?
I haven't finished reading it, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, go to it and finish reading, then we're gonna jump somewhere else. It's a whole lot, but it's different time periods, and I'm still trying to figure out in my mind what to go to next because of what they're saying. I'm just gonna have to do it irregardless.
But Abraham refused to allow Ishmael, the son of the maidservant, to inherit with Isaac.
Right.
This is 21 and verse 10.
Right.
And so only Isaac is referred to as Abraham's son.
Right. So that's because of the promise. They got that right. Now, I'm going to try to figure out. So, I know it's missing. Is Benjamin over there? Benjamin or $2?
Yeah, four pictures.
Okay, let's start. I don't have it on this one. Let's start with that.
This is the itinerary of Benjamin of Tudela.
Mm-hmm.
The Crusaders had little difficulty in making their way to Palestine.
Hold tight. So this is Benjamin was alive during this time, the time of the Crusades. Y'all remember what the Crusades are? You know what they are?
The holy wars, and when they tried to go over and convert, right? Or it was a war between different Christians trying to assert dominance, right?
Over who?
I mean, of course, over us, apparently.
Go ahead and read that.
Okay. The Crusaders had little difficulty in making their way to Palestine. That's weird.
So they're coming from the Crusaders. Came from where? This is the Christian Crusades. They came from where?
Europe. I mean, yeah, Europe.
It's the Christians.
I'm about to say I knew that part. I just couldn't remember who they was trying to fight over.
So it's the Christians versus who?
Islam.
Yeah.
Or
They
the
fighting over Palestine. Go ahead.
They captured Jerusalem and established the Latin kingdom there.
Establish the Latin kingdom. That's Rome. That's the Roman language, right? So it's Rome. Go ahead. Anyway, go ahead.
By the middle of the 12th century, Mohammedan power had shrunk to smaller dimensions. Not only did the Franks hold the Franks.
Not only did the Franks, go ahead,
hold Palestine and all the important posts of the Syrian coast, but by the capture of Lesser Armenia, Antioch, and Edessa, They had driven a wedge into Syria and extended their conquest even beyond the Euphrates.
So there they go back in Syria. Now, when Esau left after David and Joab died, Esau that had fled into Egypt, they went into Syria back then. So that's why you had, in the time of Christ, you had the Edomite woman in Mark. She was Syro-Phoenician, meaning Syrian Phoenician, and she was Greek nation. She was an Edomite.
What book is that?
The itinerary.
That's Benjamin of Tudela. Go ahead. Shalom, bro.
At length, there came a pause in the decline of Islam. Zengi, a powerful Seljuk Atabeg, captured 1,144.
In 1144.
In 1144, captured Edessa, the outpost of Christendom, and the Second Crusade, led by the Emperor Conrad of Germany, by King Louis the Seventh of France, failed to effect the rapture of the fortress.
Recapture. Slow down. Now, okay, so you go to the next joint. So all throughout history, you can see stuff playing out. So this is about, they're fighting the famous Arab general. Because one thing that the Arabs really have a hard time doing is coming together. That's why they're not unified. Them getting destroyed in Palestine, that's making them come together. Saladin just so happened to be like the last one to really make them come together as a nation, and they was whooping Esau. Esau would take Jerusalem, they'd take it back. But they fighting over what? Our uncle and our brother fighting over the Holy Land. Times of the Gentiles. Go ahead. Hold on. See that highlighted right there? Let me say something about this real quick. In purple it says Shah of Persia. Now, when I was a little kid, you had the Shah of Iran. And then as soon as Amalek got over there in Jerusalem, they started fighting against Iran. And the Shah was the leader of Iran. See, that changed. They have an imam or somebody over there now, but they still have to do, the religious leader over there set up in place, and then they have their own president. But it used to be Shahs. Now, start at it took Saladin. No, matter of fact. Yeah, go ahead. It took Saladin.
Okay. It took Saladin some years to consolidate his empire.
Mm-hmm.
In 1187, he felt himself in a position to engage the Franks.
Hold on. To engage the Franks. We hear his name, the Franks again, right? Go ahead.
In a decisive conflict. At the Battle of Tiberius, Guy, the Latin king, was defeated and taken prisoner.
Go ahead.
The Knights Templars
Mm-hmm.
and the Hospitallers of whose doings at Jerusalem, Benjamin gives us particulars, either shared the fate of the king or were slain in action.
Right, you good. You see down just a little bit, you see Third Crusade in 1189. There was 5 of them things, man. They kept going over there trying to fight for the Holy Land. They would defeat the Arabs, but only for a short period of time. Because you had to stay there. You had to live there. And then finally they realized, after we take it, then we got to go back home and we're going to lose it again. But Esau, he wants to conquer. Now go to the next one. Hopefully this. You said it was 4, right? Yeah, it should be the last one, the 4th one, because we keep hearing about these Franks, the Franks, the Franks.
They are faithful to each other, but the source of terror to their neighbors.
Hold on. So, what Benjamin did, he went around the known world, especially where he knew where it was going to be Jews and Israelites, meaning both kingdoms. He went around traveling, reporting the things that he said. And like I said earlier, he did not go to the north where the Edomites were. He did go through Istanbul. He kind of stayed towards the coast. So this is what he saw in his travels. Go ahead.
They are faithful to each other, but the source of terror to their neighbors, killing even kings at the cost of their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
The extent of their land is 8 days' journey,
Mm-hmm.
and they are at war with the sons of Edom, who are called the Franks.
So the Franks are the children of Esau. They're Edomites. You can drop that. Now give me the contemplation. Yeah, the contemplation. No, so yeah. Yeah, just only one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a book, it's a Muslim book called The Contemplation. I only have like 3 books that's Muslims, that's written by Muslims or people in Islam or Arabs, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and read that.
But the Franks, God cursed them, are an accursed race that will not become accustomed to anyone not of their own race.
The Franks. So that's the white man. So, and I even got scholarship. You can come back to us. I even have scholarship dealing with the natives. The natives say the same thing. And people all over the place say the same thing. That the so-called white man will never accept people of another nation. It's just not in them. They got a job to do, man. Y'all know what that is. Now, there should be Ibn. No. Let's go to the Franks first. Yeah, Franks 1. Franks Clovis 1.
The Franks were redoubtable warriors and were generally of great stature.
Right, so they're warriors. What's Esau live by? The sword. Go ahead.
Their fair or red hair.
Hold on. Their fair or red hair. What people have red hair? The Franks. The sons of Edom. Go ahead.
Their fair or red hair was brought forward from the crown of the head towards the forehead, leaving the nape of the neck uncovered. They shaved the face except for the upper
lip.
Upper lip.
Now, you can drop that. So it's a description of what the Franks looked like. That's the only one for that. So now give me give me I got Frank's dictionary. Give me 1 and 2. You have 2 of them that say Clovis? Yeah, give me Clovis 1 and then Clovis 2. So this is out of the book called Ecclesiastical History. Yeah.
In the western parts, Remiguis or Remy, Bishop Remus Reims, who is commonly called the Apostle of Gauls, signalized his zeal in the conversion of those who still adhered to the ancient superstition.
So what they were doing by this time, they're trying to get anybody that would believe, to convert them to Christianity. Go ahead.
And his success was considerable, particularly after that auspicious period of when Clovis, king of the Franks, embraced the gospel.
So the first non-Israelites to embrace the gospel was who? Take a wild guess. Our brother Esau, the Franks. Go to the next one. That's why they wanted to cleave so bad. God loves everybody. It's because in their spirit, man, they wanted to be accepted so bad, but no, your daddy sold his birthright. Go ahead.
It was the same principle as well as the same views that engaged Clovis, king of Sali, a nation of the Franks, to embrace Christianity.
Right.
This prince, whose signal valor was accompanied with barbarity, arrogance, and injustice.
Who that sound like?
Esau.
Yeah, Esau. Go ahead.
And founded the kingdom of the Franks in Gaul.
Right, founded the kingdom of the Franks in Gaul. That's both of them, right? Now give me the map. Yep. Barbarity, arrogance, and injustice. That's just like what you see going on in Palestine right now. Where you at? The map. Right. So Clovis had 2 sons. When he died, the kingdom was split. They were at odds. They divided themselves among the Rhine River, which you're seeing running through the middle of France and Germany, is the Rhine River. To the right, you have one set of the sons of Clovis, the Franks, the Edomites, and to the left, you have the other ones, the French, the same daggone people. Now, drop that. I want Ibn Battuta. You know what? There's something I forgot out of that book. Come to us just for a moment. Or you can put up, do I have the screenshot of the book? Yeah, put the screenshot of the book back up. Now, look, y'all just be patient for a second. Look right in front of you. No, it should be down there. Where the keyboard is supposed to go.
Only book I have
Oh. No, here, I'm sorry. It's right here. It is right here. There's something missing. Oh, no. I got it. All praises. It should be in there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Travels of Ibn Battuta. Edited by Tim McIntosh Smith. A picture of medieval civilization without equal in detail and brilliance. Guardian.
So what this Arab did, he did pretty much the same thing as Benjamin or Tudela. You know, you have different people that travel around the world doing things. What's the white guy that did that? Traveled around. Was it not Marco Polo? It is a Marco Polo.
Oh, you talking about the one that had the Indian escort?
Yeah.
Dang, they traveled west too. Oh, I can't think of the name for now.
You got the mic off? Yeah. That's pretty much that's what they do. I mean, you have many people that do that, and they wrote down what they saw as they travel around. I can't remember, but that's what. So when we do our scholarship, that's what we want. We want people that reported what they saw with their eyes, or someone that got what they wrote that they saw with their eyes and then passed it on. That's what we want. All right, read that one. So this we read the description of the Franks, right? Said they had red hair.
Lois and Clark.
I don't know.
I know they was going away.
No, I think it was Marco Polo.
Oh, okay.
I think.
That's well.
But watch this, y'all. So this is what he saw. What the Arab man saw. Yeah.
We made for the city of Yukok, a city of middling size with fine buildings and abundant commodities, and extremely cold.
And extremely cold. Who likes the cold weather? Go ahead.
Between it and Al-Sara, the Sultan's capital, it is 10 nights' march, and 1 day's march from the city are the mountains of Rus.
The mountains of Rus.
Rus.
Russians. Today they're called the Russians. Back in this time period, it was just the Rus. Go ahead.
Who are Christians.
Who are who?
Who are Christians.
Go ahead.
They have red hair,
Huh?
blue eyes, and ugly faces,
And guess what else?
and are treacherous folk.
Treacherous folks, man. You can't get past the characteristics of Esau. I don't care. Man, they try to make up so many excuses. You ain't getting around it. That's why we go by the scriptures. It's hard to find stuff like this, but that's why we go by the scripts, man. Once again, who are Christians and have red hair, blue eyes, ugly faces, and are treacherous folks, man. All right, go to the next one.
Where do you want me to start?
I don't see it yet. Just where it says 63 and one of. So now, remember, like 3 weeks ago we did a class, and we showed the Syrians. No, not the Syrians. What's that above Syria? No, it's where they had the coup. So anyway, we showed the guy. We showed President. So Erdogan is the president of Syria, but you have the other guy, the older guy. Oh, I can't remember the name right now. But we played the video, and they were angry because of what's going on in Palestine. All of them had red. They were wearing red. Yeah, Turkey. That's what this is. It's talking about Turkey. And then you had the president of Turkey. He's talking and they're getting the people riled up. Now that's where, and they were in the city of Istanbul. So right there where it says one of the two parts.
One of the two parts of the city is called Istanbul. It is on the eastern bank of the river and includes the places of residence of the Sultan, his officers of state, and the rest of the population.
Go ahead.
As for the other section of it, it is called Al-Gawlata and lies on the western bank of the river, somewhat like a Rabat al-Fath, and it's in its proximity to the river.
Mm-hmm.
This section is reserved for the Christians of the Franks dwelling there.
So they're synonymous, man. The Romans, the Christians, the Franks, the Edomites. Go ahead.
They are of different kinds, including Genoese, the Venetians, men of Rome, and people of France.
And people of France. You can drop this, go to the next one. It's funny, you can precept with books who these folks are. Go ahead.
He questioned me about Jerusalem, the sacred rock.
Uh-huh.
The church called.
Whoa. He questioned me about Jerusalem, the sacred rock, which is the temple mount where our temple was that they burnt down. Go ahead.
The church called Al-Kamah,
So, keep going.
the cradle of Jesus.
So that's over there. The Dome of the Rock's still there. They got that mosque on it. Then not far from it, you got the Christian church. And they, in that Christian church, you even got Black Jesus in that jank. Go ahead.
And Bethlehem, and about the city of Al-Khalil, peace be upon him. Hebron, then about Damascus, Cairo, Al-Iraq, and the land of Al-Rum. And I answered him on all of his questions, the Jew interpreting between us.
Interpreting us. So he went to go talk to this sultan, I believe. That's what I was talking about. And they're asking him about, he's asking him about the church and the Dome of the Rock and all this stuff, man. This stuff been going on for ages. How is the holy place? So it's the holiest place for the Christians, the holiest place for the Jewish people, and the holiest place for Islam. All Semitic people, all coming from the seed of Abraham, but they done cast their brother out, and then they fighting over the land. Wait till daddy get home.
Pull up in the driveway.
Yeah.
You hear that car pull up. You try to get the house straight and get in order. The key get in the big door.
You pray that you don't get your butt whooped.
Right. Is there any more? Should be one more, I believe.
Read all of it, right? It looks like the bottom third is highlighted in the center of the dome.
No. Yeah, go ahead and start from the top so help everybody understand just how important, like the way that they look at this Dome of the Rock. Because if they try to do anything to that Dome of the Rock over there, bro, it's already going down. But if they touch that thing, yeah, go ahead and read that joint, man.
The Dome of the Rock. This is one of the most marvelous buildings.
Of buildings, take your time.
This is one of the most marvelous of buildings, of the most perfect in architecture and strangest in shape.
Mm-hmm.
It has been endowed with a plentiful share of loveliness and has received a choice portion of every rare beauty. It stands on an elevation in the center of the mosque and is reached by ascending a flight of marble steps. It has 4 doors. The court around it is also paved with marble of excellent workmanship, and its interior likewise. Both on its exterior and inside, it is adorned with such a variety of decorations and such brilliance of execution as to defy description. The greater part of this decoration is surfaced with gold.
Surface with gold. Go ahead.
So that it glows like a mass of light that flashes with the gleam of lightning. The eyes of him who would gaze upon its splendors are dazzled, and the tongue of the beholder finds no words to represent them.
You know, that make me think about how the Lord let the other nations serve the moon and the stars and stuff. And then in Islam was the what? The crescent. Go ahead.
In the center of the dome is the blessed rock of which mention is made in the traditions. For the prophet, God bless him and give him peace, ascended from it.
I don't blame you for laughing right there, bro.
Muhammad ain't no
Yeah.
It is a solid piece of rock projecting about a man's height, and underneath it there is a cave the size of a small room and of about a man's height also, with steps leading down to it.
This kind of makes you wonder if they moved it. Because I know y'all saw recently how the brother was over there kissing the rock and they had to move him out the way.
My gosh.
Bro, that
He
was
doing more than that.
they was doing too much. Like they was all, then they stuck their face in it. And
Real sexual.
yeah,
Bruh, it's a rock.
they was trying to make out with that joint. I was like, bro,
How do you do that? How you keep Sharia law, but you worshiping a rock, man?
They don't care about COVID.
yeah, thank you. That's germs.
Oh my
too.
God.
That's germs too, bro. That's
Brother
nasty.
in there with herpes and spread it to the whole nation.
Right. We go to numbers. Yeah, they doing just like the Jewish man.
And then certain ones was just trying to stay up there long, and you could tell they was just like, bro, like,
And they say you gotta do that once in your lifetime.
Yeah, you have to. You have to take but they're saying if you're in Islam, if you're a Muslim, you have to do it at least once in your lifetime.
pilgrimage, right? To back up
Yeah.
all that, yeah.
Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I haven't pulled this in a long time.
Man, this was a fast, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, all the reading. Oh, I was in the wrong book.
He didn't say he was almost done yet either.
That ain't bad, cause we ain't too much long. We ain't got too much long. Leviticus 26:1. No, we don't, man. We got a few scriptures to hit. Leviticus 26:1. So if they claim to keep Sharia laws, keep the laws of their forefather Abraham.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God.
They serving, they over there kissing that, they standing like kissing that jank and walking around. It's foolishness what they doing, and it's foolishness what the Christians doing. The Christians just straight up lie, don't do nothing. The Arab man, they keep some of form of laws, but then everybody argues against that because that's why they don't like people in the Taliban, because the Taliban keep laws and enforce the laws. They don't want no parts of that. Esau talk about how evil that is, but the same God they claim to serve will beat you to powder. Make no sense, man. Now, what we got left? Oh yeah, we just did the Ibns. So what was the last thing we did?
Yeah, Evans.
That's it, I believe. Anything else? Because I didn't get everything over here.
Fair use.
Is it the Jews Visigoths one?
We did
all
that.
those. Yeah, that's first.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's good. So, our uncle and our brother is our main enemies. They the ones fighting over the land.
And they are the two biggest religions in the world.
Yes. Both of them, and in both religion is their attempt to get the blessing. And Esau wanted so bad, he said everybody can be saved.
And to make sure we don't get it.
Right. Well, y'all are just black people. Let me drop this. Now, we just got a few more scriptures, y'all. Oh, wow. This won't take long. Give me 2 Chronicles 6. So they're fighting over our land. We went to the prophecy to show that it belongs to Christ. It belonged to Christ. Start at verse 1. 2 Chronicles 6 and 1.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 6 and verse 1. Then said Solomon, the Lord hath said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. But I have built an house of habitation for thee, and a place for thy dwelling forever.
Right.
And the king turned his face
1 through 6.
and blessed the whole congregation of Israel. And all the congregation of Israel stood.
Right.
And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel,
Yes.
who have with his hands fulfilled that which he spake with his mouth to my father David, saying, Since the day that I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among all the tribes of Israel to build an house in, that my name might be there. Neither chose I any man to be a ruler over my people Israel.
Go ahead.
But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel.
Right. So the capital of Israel, that land from the Euphrates to the Nile, which belongs to our king and us. Jerusalem is the capital, and David to be over his people Israel. When they say David, that means the king that comes out of his loins, Christ. Now, Ezekiel 34. They're over there just fighting, and we just sitting back like Ishmael over there being afflicted. Esau over there living by the sword, killing by the... Why? I don't understand how you could not see this. Give me start at 28.
The book of
No, that's not what I want. 21.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 34 and verse 21. Because you have thrust with side and with shoulder, and pushed all the disease with your horns, till you have scattered them abroad. Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey. And I will judge between cattle and cattle.
Right.
And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them.
One shepherd. Go ahead.
Even my servant David, he shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd.
That's talking about Christ. Go ahead.
And I, the Lord, will be their God, and my servant David a prince among them. I, the Lord, have spoken it.
Right. Christ is the prince. He gets the power from the Father, and he is the king. Ooh. Hosea 1 and 11.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head.
One head, one king, one chief shepherd over the flock. Go ahead.
And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Right. Great's going to be that day when we return. John 1. This just hit me. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier. And verse 49.
The book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 49. Nathanael answered and said unto him, Rabbi, thou art the Son of God. Thou art the King of Israel.
Right. They know Christ. There's a difference between the Father and then the Son. The Son is the King. So they understood Christ was the Son of God. He's the King of Israel. Give me Zechariah. Zechariah 9 and 9. Crazy. They sitting back, fighting each other over something that don't belong to them. And then people are, that has no relevance today. The Bible, that's a joke. We have to go by international law is a damn joke.
Now you follow that now.
Yeah, name somebody that got punished for breaking those laws. Humanitarian, name somebody, man. It's a bunch of damn talk. They're over there, all of them agreeing together for what? Nothing. The only thing that they're doing is not punishing Israel and America. That's what they're not doing. They're agreeing not to do that. You can get anything blocked. Anybody that's a permanent seat can vote no and block anything. Make no sense. You see if it's going to be in the voting when Christ come back. You sit down and cast your ballot. It was Zechariah 9 and 8.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 9 and verse 8. And I will encamp about mine house because of the army, because of him that passeth by, and because of him that returneth. And no oppressor shall pass through them any more.
Hold on a second. Just jump back to verse 5. Let's give the people some context.
Verse 5. Ashkelon shall see it and fear.
Hold
Yeah.
on. So north of Gaza is Ashkelon. And then I think to the south, not so you got Ashdod. There it is right there on the map. Well, Ashdod is north. Ashkelon over there somewhere. All of this goes together. There's that freaking gay Tel Aviv right there too. But Ashkelon shall see it and fear. That's what it's going into. Go ahead.
Gaza also shall see it and be very sorrowful. And Ekron, for her expectation, shall be ashamed.
Go ahead.
And the king shall perish from Gaza, and Ashkelon shall not be inhabited.
Go ahead.
And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. And I will take away his blood out of his mouth, and his abominations from between his teeth. But he that remaineth, even he, shall be for our God. And he shall be as a governor in Judah, and Ekron as a Jebusite.
Go ahead.
And I will encamp about mine house because of the army, because of him that passeth by, and because of him that returneth. And no oppressor shall pass through them any more.
No oppressor gonna pass through Jerusalem anymore.
For now have I seen with mine eyes. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just, and having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the foal of an ass.
Right. So this is talking about Christ. Christ is the king. He fulfilled this part right here. Now the part of the heathen passing through there no more, we ain't got to that yet. Now, Ezekiel 37. It's crazy. Your nose running, mine's completely stopped up. You got this cold weather. Sudden changes. Ezekiel 37:22. That's because Roy.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 22. And I will make them one nation in the land, upon the mountains of Israel.
Like we read in Hosea and Ezekiel. He's going to bring us back together. Go ahead.
And one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all.
So we have to be reunified, and then there's going to be one king, which is Christ. Them folks over there don't even accept Christ. They don't see none of these scriptures. They don't see Christ in them. And how could they? They're not the right people. I drop that. Give me Revelation 19, verse 15 and 16.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God.
That's prophecy from Isaiah 63, Christ doing. The Father ain't coming down here doing that. Go ahead.
And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of kings and Lord of lords.
Right. He's the top king on the earth. The king of Israel and the top king on the earth. The king and priest of the Most High God. Now, Psalms chapter 48. That's why you hear IUIC and other brothers saying all the time, who's the king? Christ. That's our king. Start at verse 1.
The book of Psalm, chapter 48 and verse 1. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness.
What's the city? We read that. It's Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion.
Think about that. It's going to be, our city going to be the joy of the whole earth. Is that place right now the joy of the whole earth? No, everybody looking in on it going, them people wicked as hell. Go ahead.
On the sides of the north, the city of the great king.
The city of the great king, man. Name me one king on this earth that came and gave his life for his own people and set the example for them how to walk. You could drop that. Well, no, give me verse 8 too.
Verse 8. As we have heard, so have we seen. The city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God will establish it forever.
Right.
Selah.
He's going to establish. It's like it's saying Isaiah 9. Let's go there. It's saying, because it's saying pretty much the same thing. Christ is our king, and once it's established, it's a wrap. Like it said in Daniel, it's not going to be given to other people. I don't care what folks say, it's not going to be given to other people. Talking about Christ. Well, no, give 6 and 7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
The government shall be upon his shoulders. He's the king. Go ahead.
And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace.
Of the increase,
Hold on. Okay.
Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David, and upon his king and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this.
Right. So go ahead.
I wonder what Old Testament Israelites have to say about this. Like, who is this talking about? Because I'm reading it, and I even in the Old Testament, I understand that this is Christ.
They probably don't think he came yet.
You know, like, I mean, this is to my knowledge, for what I'm reading, this is prophesying about Christ.
They don't read New Testament.
Yeah, they'll say something like something like that's the nation of Israel. They'll attribute it like they do Isaiah 53 like that. They say that suffering servant is suffering servant. They say that that's all Israel. It's reprobate.
Reprobate minds.
Yeah, reprobate. What do you call them? Rabbis did this stuff. They hated Christ.
Because I don't understand. Like I said, I'm reading it, and even if I didn't read the Bible, even before in the truth, if you would have read this to me, before I was in the truth, I would have understood that this is Jesus Christ. But hey, like you said, reprobate rabbis, man. Reprobate rabbis.
Yeah, because like we read in the scriptures, the Lord blinded them. I was getting my hair cut. I was trying to tell the dude, no, the Lord has blinded people. I don't give a damn what you do. You can't open them up.
This is scary. Scary. I pray I never get like that.
Yeah, keep praying that. Because, see, I was thinking about this earlier. What happens is because of things that our people do, the Lord takes that hedge of protection off of you. And when he does that, them spirits will come in and they'll take you over. Like, and if the Lord is the one, the Lord sent them, there's nothing you can do you can't resist it. That's what Paul is saying. You can't resist it. You got stuff prophesied to happen in the scriptures, and then when that day comes, there's nothing that they can do to stop it.
Man, that's what I'm praying. Like I'm praying more, and I'm trying to fast more, so that spirit cannot come on me, because that's terrifying, bro. I don't ever want to do that.
All praises. Now, Matthew 5. Yeah, you got to continue in prayer. The closer we get to the end, just continue and stay in prayer. You'll see our brothers pray, 3 times a day or something? I know Daniel did it. 5.
I pray when I go to sleep and eat.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to pray before I
I pray when every time that I can think about it. Every single time I eat, I don't just, bless the food. I ask for forgiveness of sins, not just myself, but the whole nation. But anyway, everybody, you got to formulate your own. Start at 34.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne.
Right.
Nor by the earth, for it is his footstool.
Mm-hmm.
Neither by Jerusalem, for
Right.
it is the city of the great king.
The city of the great king. Our city and our king. And our brothers is killing each other over it. Yeah, it belonged to our king. They're going to get, man, they're going to get evicted. They're going to get their eviction papers. John 4 and 19. We're almost done. Just showing a little bit of stuff before we're done. That's all. Just showing that Jerusalem is trodden down of the other nations. I don't give a damn what nobody say. The Lord said it. Jerusalem is trodden down of the Gentiles. That means the wrong people going to be in there. They're going to have possession of the land until the Lord come back. What I said?
John 4, 19.
Yeah, 19. Start at 19.
The book of St. John, chapter 4 and verse 19. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
Right. So she's of the northern kingdom. They worshipped up in Bethel and somewhere else, and they worshiped the golden calves. So Christ said that ain't the place to work. You're supposed to be at the temple in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Jesus said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not.
No,
what.
you good. So the day gonna come, you ain't worshiping here. So you got these folks keep talking about the Samaritans was a mixed people and the Samaritans won't Israel. Shut up. He's saying you're not, because and by like I said earlier, by 135 AD, nobody of Israelite stock could be there by punishment of death. That's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom land. The Romans put out that decree. And then you got people talking about, the Samaritans have been there. Shut up! So the Jewish people be saying, the Samaritans have been there the whole time. Yo, they got to be the freaking people that went into the land and the Lord was killing the folks, sending lions and stuff to kill the folks, and then they had to get somebody to teach them how to keep the commandments to keep that from happening. It's like nobody reads the Bible. They just come up with their own stuff. I'm sorry. Chick got me irritated suddenly. Just think about that stuff, man. It's irritating. And we're fakes. Yeah, y'all fakes. All right, where'd you serve in captivity, sir? No response. They'll tell you Egypt. Bro, that won't y'all. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so you're not going to worship in this mountain, nor in Jerusalem, because Christ understood that the Romans was going to come and they was going to take us into, like we read in the book, the Edom captivity or the Roman captivity. And we're going to be in that until one place it said Messiah ben David, meaning the Christ, the son of David, until he come. Luke 19. Man, read start 32.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 19 and verse 32. And they that were sent went their way, and found even as he had said unto them.
Mm-hmm.
And as they were loosing the colt, the owners thereof said unto them, Why loose ye the colt?
Right, so let's go back to what we was reading in Zechariah 9 and 9 about how he came and he was going to be riding on a colt. That king cometh unto thee. Go ahead.
And he said, The Lord hath need of him. And they brought him to Jesus. And they cast their garments upon the colt, and they set Jesus thereon.
Now, jump down to verse 40.
Verse 40. And he answered and said unto them, I tell you that, if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out.
Come on.
And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it.
Right, he's looking over Jerusalem and he weeping over it. Because he understands. When you understand something's going to happen, it'll make you like that. Even if, like, for example, you turn on the TV or you pick up your phone and you look and see the stuff that our people are doing, the stuff that our children are doing, the stuff that our women are doing, and the men. But we are downtrodden, man. I've never, ever seen our people as bad as today. You can see why the Lord said if time ain't cut short, none of us will remain. Go ahead.
Saying, If thou hadst known, even thou at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes.
They can't see it, but he can. Come on.
For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee on every side.
So who is this enemy? It's the Romans, the Franks, the Edomites, the red-haired, blue-eyed people, which they're mixed with a whole lot of people. They got all kinds of looks. But they all of them carry that gene right there. And when they prevalent, them little Chuckies pop out. Go ahead.
And shall lay thee even with the ground.
So this is why we be saying that wall over there is not, that wall is not the temple. It's not the temple wall. Or it's not the temple mount. Go ahead.
And thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation.
Right, we didn't understand. We didn't understand. I just thought about a scripture. I got it there too. Already got it there. Give me Isaiah 28:14, and then we're gonna come back to Luke again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, hear the word of the Lord, ye scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem.
So this is talking about the chief priests, the scribes, the Pharisees at the time of Christ. They ruled in Jerusalem. And then the white man ruled over top of them. But they had covenants with the white man. Go ahead.
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death,
Mm-hmm.
and with hell are we at agreement.
Right.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through.
So when 70 AD come, they feel like they're going to be okay. Go ahead.
It shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
Right. So they thinking they're going to be okay. No. Everybody's dying. And those that didn't die, didn't get killed, didn't get murdered, at that time, Some got carried into slavery, and then some just got carried to Rome just to be ridden around and put to death in front of everybody. All right, back to Luke 21, where we were earlier today. Start at verse 19.
The book of Luke.
No, start at 17.
Chapter 21 and verse 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not an hair of your head perish. In your patience possess ye your souls. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Right.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
Right.
And let not them that are in the countries enter therein too.
So don't come back. Don't come back. Go ahead.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child.
Hold on. So these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Leviticus 26. Since I mentioned this earlier. Less than 40 minutes.
Who's counting?
2 hours and 11 minutes.
Oh, damn. Give me verse 29 to 31.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 29. And you shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat.
This happened in that siege in 70 AD. Go ahead.
And I will destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols. And my soul shall abhor you.
So they was killing our folks everywhere. Over 1 million people in the city. Go ahead.
And I will make your cities waste, and bring your sanctuaries into desolation. And I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors.
Last one.
And I will bring the land into desolation.
Right.
And your enemies which dwell therein shall
Your enemies which dwell where?
Therein.
Therein.
Shall be astonished at it.
Right. You can drop this. Now back to Luke. All these things is prophesied. From that time, all of them going to come to pass. Being put in bondage. Being put on merchant ships converted over to slave ships. What was that?
The book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Right. So Jerusalem going to be trodden down until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Until the hand that's betwixt the hill. Until Esau gets pulled down. And Jacob take over. That's the time of the Gentiles. It ain't talking about letting Gentile nations come into the covenant, because that ain't written nowhere. The covenant's only for Israel. The covenant cannot be added to or taken away from. Don't make no sense. And Paul said that. Now, last joint. Revelation 11, 1 and 2. Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. There was someplace else I was thinking to go, but we're not going to go there. But it was about the horns and how these 4 horns was created to scatter Israel.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of God.
Who's the temple of God? The people.
And the altar. And them that worship therein.
Right, and them that worship therein. So the repenting Israelites. Go ahead.
But the court which is without the temple.
Meaning the city.
Leave out and measure it not.
Right.
For it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall be they tread underfoot 42 months.
So the dispensation of time that we're in captivity, they going to be treading down the holy city. Exactly what they doing. It's supposed to be the land of peace. Jerusalem. Salem means peace. It's the city of peace. People be getting shanked over there every day. They going in people's houses, taking them, locking them up, killing kids.
My Siri asked why you killing kids. I have my hand up like this, and it said killing kids.
And Tyshawn was wristwatch tripping. Siri said, "You killing kids." Go ask the people over in Jerusalem that. Mm-hmm. Go ask the Israelis. That's going to do it, y'all. Well, no, let's read verse 3.
Verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Right, just like it said up above, 40 and 2 months. This whole dispensation, we're going to be in sackcloth. We're going to be mourning. We're away from our king and from our land, from our heaven. Yeah, from our heaven. Like Elon Musk, he living in his heaven right now. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. That's it. That's it. Jerusalem trodden down by the Gentiles. You see those Gentiles, our uncle Ishmael and our brother Esau. They're the main ones. And then they got everybody. They show you everybody. They got all kinds of people over there. When you look at them returning hostages, you got hostages from, they went in there and got hostages from all these different nations. And the people trying to get them out. Anyway, that's it. 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 13. Starting now.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
Right, so when Christ comes, we'll see everything clearly. He's going to show us. But now we see it in part. Go ahead.
When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known.
Yeah, we ain't looking at Christ face to face right now. We don't know everything. He got to teach us. He has to teach. Every day, man, people have problems and they're seeking questions to their answers. We don't know everything. We're going to have to wait on him. We got to wait on the Lord to show us how to do everything correctly. No ifs, ands, or buts. Brothers be going into madness about stuff. You got to do this, you got to do that. We have to be sure. We're so far away. And then you got to remember, too, we're just learning about this recently in like the last few years. You have some people that have been around 30, 40 years. But still, they didn't have the same understanding then that they have now.
And that's one generation.
Right.
We just now trying to teach our children.
Knowledge has to increase. Like in Ezekiel 47. The waters of the river have to rise to the point where you can't get around it. Nobody can stand before us. The understanding has to come. Last verse.
And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity.
Right. The greatest of these is charity. Love your brother and sister and do what you can for your brother and sister. So that's going to do it for today's class. I'm Brother Jacob.
I'm Brother Roy.
Brother Arya.
That's going to do it for tonight's class. With that, we say
Shalom.
Shalom.